This is the one that Andy pissed you off, said we weren't hearing Jenny tonight.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, we might as well go home.
I really wanted to get this song done. Andy said, our producer, we're not going to get this done, then we can all go home. And boy, that made your boy upset. So out of spite for him, I said, no, we're staying. And we're getting this. 2 takes later. Got it.
What Do You Do is specifically about being in a relationship that you are extremely aware is dying. You, one, are afraid to let go. It's like you're watching a candle in the wind, and every single time the wind blows, you think it's going to go out, but then it comes back. So it's the sort of whiplash effect of feeling like you can't let go, but also understanding that the other person already has. It's the feeling alone when you're sleeping right next to somebody.
So What Do You Do is kind of one of those songs that we toyed around with a lot in the studio. It went through a bunch of changes. We had a version of it where, the first chorus was down and then it built and built and built. But with this song, we found what would work best is if we just hit them on the first chorus. That's how you hear it on the record.
When Robbie brought it in, we all were like, yeah, this is Robbie. This is a Robbie song. And so the main goal sonically was just don't step on Robbie's toes. Get out of the way, let the vocal and the lyrics stand as much ground as they can, and we're just there to support. So I think it's cool that we got as big as we did in that song dynamically and sonically without getting in his way.
For What Do You Do, aka Robbie's big sad song, ballads are a bit of a challenge from a band arrangement perspective for us sometimes. We want to really let the vocal shine on these songs. Sometimes your first thought is to kind of get all the instruments out of the way and everybody play super simple and let it be kind of the simple ballad. And that hasn't worked for us so far. Because you do it like that and it just starts to feel a little too clean. It feels a little almost kind of stale, especially on a recording. So we end up kind of doing this method on the arrangements for ballads where we just all try to overplay the most we can. Everybody just kind of dial your part to 11 and we see how much we can get away with. It normally comes down a bit from that level, but it definitely helps make it a little bit more rock and roll and a little less clean cut and just kind of push the song a little bit.
My favorite thing about this track is the pure, unfiltered honesty. This is as raw as you're gonna get. It's between this and Catching On. It's like the 2-part.
My favorite thing about What Do You Do is that bridge. I just think the lyrics in that are great. Also, I love the outro. We're all turned up to 11. Robbie's just going off. If you guys listen long enough during the fade out, there's a scream in there that is one of my favorites that Robbie does. And you can just really feel all of our emotion on it.
I hope that anybody who hears this song knows that they're not alone in feeling alone.
I think my favorite thing about What Do You Do is the outro where, Robbie is just screaming at the top of his lungs. You can tell that there's passion there. There's a real energy that he brought to it that was cool.
All right, so the writing process for What Do You Do was kind of like Catching On, where Robbie brought in most of that song, but we needed a bridge. So we all kind of sat down, and I think some of my favorite lyrics on this record came out from that writing session, where it was most of the band who wrote the bridge.
My favorite thing about this track, I love Josh's guitar tone. I love the open, spacey intro, and then everybody comes in.
Filled the song out sonically, but it didn't overstep any boundaries, I think that we... Kid, get the f*** out of here. I'll start that one again.